Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Tinkerbell and the Legend of the Neverbeast. This is a 2014 film. It's an hour and 22 minutes long, and it goes pretty quick. Disney, I don't know if these went right to DVD or something when they were released, these are popular among girls. Boys too, I don't know. But they're well animated. They're not like super high budget, detailed Pixar type animation films. But what they do is they've created a growing, well performed, nothing overly complex with the story or the characters or the animation. But they've created this wonderful little world that Tinkerbell inhabits. The character we love from Peter Pan. She has her own personality. She's just not tinkle, 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 tinkle. She's just not flittering around, jealous of Peter and Wendy. She has her own life. And this, I think, is the stories that take place prior to her meeting Peter. In fact, one of the stories also acts as a pseudo origin story for Hook. Again, I don't know what you consider canon in these worlds. It really doesn't matter. It's just good fun, and that's all these have to be. Just have to be good fun. The characters are all likable. There's, it's that kind of thing where Tinkerbell has certain skill that she is born into, and that is tinkering. I never thought of it until I started watching these movies. Why is she so special? Well, she's good at making gadgets and things like that. That's what we've learned in other films. Here she helps out a friend of hers named Fawn. By the way, Mae Whitman plays Tinkerbell in all these films. I think I've reviewed all of them so far. It feels like I missed one because there's some characters in here that I think we're supposed to know have existed before. Maybe I've forgotten about them, and I'll tell you about those in a minute. But she helps out her friend Fawn, played by Jennifer Goodwin, who you know from Once Upon a Time, and Judy Hopps from Zootopia, of course. And she technically is the star of this film more than Tinkerbell. She is the majority of this film. We get these stories that focus on Tinkerbell's friends, and that's great. Fawn is more of an animal fairy. They have different skills like tinkering, fixing things, whatever, creating things. Fawn is about animals. There's one that has to do with like flowers, and there's another one that's like, I don't know, bugs. I don't know, something like that. They have all different things that they do. Oh, they make the rain or the weather, or they turn the seas. I don't know. You gotta watch the movies. I don't remember all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here, and some stuff gets pushed out, and my knowledge of the Tinkerbell universe tends to not rank high up there. It's just not made for me. These are not made for me. But when I watch them, I actually genuinely enjoy them. They're not, they don't talk down to the viewer. It's good, silly fun. And like I said, while I said the animation is simple, that does not mean bad. That means that it does what it needs to do. It creates a unique look that for the characters. Each of them, you can tell them apart. They're distinct, not just in their coloring, but also their little sparkly pixie dust glittery dresses and things like that. But their accents, the way one's Southern and the other one, I don't know, they're all distinct. And that's great because girls like to be able to see, not girls, but anybody likes to be able to see themselves represented in a film. Matters. Representation matters. So I can see this kind of thing as the kind of movie you'd have a bunch of 5-year-olds sitting around having a sleepover and watching Tinkerbell and laughing and giggling and then crying their eyes out by the end of this. And it's not a spoiler, but it's the kind of thing that I think just makes for just good, solid entertainment. It's good for kids. It's just absolutely good for kids. And Fawn finds She tends to find a lot of animals that maybe she shouldn't be dealing with. She finds like a baby hawk, and hawks eat fairies, amongst other things. And everybody's kind of afraid when she brings that into town, and or tries to sneak it out of town before anybody finds out, especially the mom. Well, chaos ensues, and she gets a little bit of trouble, but she tries to hunker down and be a good citizen and not mess anything up. Well, that doesn't last long, especially once rumor gets out that there's a meteor landed outside here somewhere, and something's going on. I don't know, something just feels different, and she stumbles upon a cave in which a great hairy beast is lying in wait. He's a little bit scary. Kind of reminds me a little bit of from the Neverending Story, but mixed. Sounds a little bit like Chewbacca. So, Chewbacca. But yeah, there's of course, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Of course, she's very determined to get to know, understand this creature, and he has an agenda. He has something he needs to get done, and that's a mystery throughout the entire film. But she ends up trying to help him get this thing done. However, is it for good or for ill? Is he really there, possibly, to destroy Pixie Hollow? Or is he there to save them? Or does he have a whole other reason for being there? Should she stand by him while there's a more militant faction? Yes, there's a militant faction of fairies in this film. Again, I feel like I've seen them before in one of the other films, but I do not recall them because I recognize the names of the actresses who play them. Denai Guerrera plays one of those pixies from The Walking Dead, hey, and also Black Panther, Koye. And there's also the leader is Rosario Dawson, Ahsoka herself, spinning a staff. That seems a little familiar. And she's the one who's on the case, and she needs to protect Pixie Hollow. She needs to make sure that monster doesn't get in here and ruin everything, and got to make sure Fawn doesn't like befriend it or something, because it's dangerous. Well, you get the kind of gist of it. You get a little bit of drama, you got a lot of action as well. There's a little bit of a mystery, and it's just the way Jennifer Goodwin and the animators depict Fawn is hilarious. She's just, when she's confronted by Rosario Dawson's character, Nyx, the moment she's confronted with, did you hear about that loud noise last night? That was pretty bad. Do you have any idea what that was? Well, she starts trying to deflect from it, and what she does, how they do it, is just hilarious. It's really funny, and it's cute, and it's something that I think any kid will get a kick out of, and honestly, it makes Fawn probably one of my favorite characters. Each of them are appealing in their own way. By the way, just to remind you, if you don't already know what the stacked cast looks like, we got Jennifer Goodwin as Fawn. We got Tinkerbell as Mae Whitman. You've seen her in a bunch of things, not the least of which I remember first seeing her in Arrested Development. She was also in Scott Pilgrim versus the World as one of the ex-girlfriends. Nice little connection there with what's his name. There's Lucy Liu, plays Silver Mist. Raven-Symone plays Iridessa. Megan Hilty plays Rosetta. I think was originally played by somebody else. I can't think of her name. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, Pamela Adlon, one of my all-time favorites. She plays Vidya. I said Denai Guerrera. Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. plays Chase. Tom Lennon from Reno 911 and so many other things plays Scribble. When you hear him, he's one of the few male characters in this. When you hear him, and you know who Tom Lennon is, you'll know exactly which one he is. Jeff Corwin is in this. Olivia Holt. She was Dagger, and she's a bunch of other stuff. Disney fans know who Olivia Holt is. Grey Griffin, Carrie Walgren, Angelica Houston as the Queen. Good grief. This is it's Mel B plays Fury, but the UK version. I don't know. So Mel B from Spice Girls. So this is a stacked cast of women, and no better cast for little girls and boys. Anybody who loves Tinkerbell and these characters. You know what? I highly recommend these things to kids, preteens, early elementary, a bit older elementary too can get a kick out of it. But, it's going to be more the 5-year-olds and up kind of thing, somewhere around there. And I mean, I'm no expert in that. You know what? I don't care how you. If you're 45 and you love them, go ahead and watch them. You might have grown up with it, maybe not since 2014. You might not be 45. I don't know, but either way, you watch it, and if it's comfort food to you in a sense, don't be ashamed of it. Have fun. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
38.
38. Wow, we're really staying low. Oh, that was 400 we just watched, but still, that was near the end. At 38, we had a bunch. Down here, 30. Oh, okay. It falls into the red zone. It's not a documentary, but it's a live celebration special from Disney. So this is very, very Disney. But yeah, if you love Beauty and the Beast, it's time to celebrate. It's the Beauty and the Beast, a 30th anniversary celebration, a 30th celebration. So yeah, Beauty and the Beast, a 30th celebration. Must have missed the 28 and 29 and all the others. Either way, Beauty and the Beast, a 30th celebration is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.